Publishing, sitemap, redirection, and versioning. Now there's two different things we need to publish when we're working with content management. The first thing we need to publish is the elements that are in the family to be displayed in the pages. We already know there's a field inside of those elements that's called publish yes or no. If they have the value yes, they can be published or they can be viewed in the pages. And if we mark the option no, they're not going to be able to be viewed or displayed in these pages. Now, the pages also need to be published. We also know that there's a little check option in each page that allows me to indicate if the page is published or not. So once we published our page and we published our contents, we need to take into account that there's lots of different ways of publishing these contents. We can maintain these contents published by using manual processes. So someone manually enters the system and changes the value from not published to published, or creates a new element and publishes it by doing it this way. Or we could do it via a process. For example, we could create a publication process where the flow reaches a certain object and it's automatically published. And maybe later on we could even automatically delete it or remove it from the page by modifying the value in the record. So we're changing it from published yes to published no, or maybe we're just deleting the entire element. Besides, we could also maintain this via web services. So other platforms, other systems that are integrated with this platform could actually be publishing or removing elements. And besides, we can also do this importing data. So we could have, data imports of external structures of data, adding elements to our family or deleting elements in our family. And this way they're being published or removed from the different pages. So this is the most common way of working. It would be just creating a process where we have maybe several steps, and in a certain moment in time or in a certain step, well, this process is going to publish or create a new element and it's going to be displayed on the page. Maybe later on, after some time, it's going to be removed. There's an option in the control panel that allows us to redirect the URLs of the pages. So let's say, for example, someone types in coca-cola.com and we want to redirect them to a certain page that we created with content management or any other page that we've created within the platform. We could do that. All we have to do is go to the control panel, go to this option that's called redirect, and indicate that whenever someone types in coca-cola.com in their browser, it redirects them to the page that we've created. Obviously, we couldn't do this with a Coca-Cola page because we wouldn't have permissions to do this, but with any link or URL that we do have control of, we could redirect it. So we can use this option that's in the control panel. The control panel is available in the server where we install the platform, but it's not going to be available within the application. So we're going to have permissions to access there if we want to change this. So once we click on redirect, it's going to give us this grid where we can actually type in whatever whatever page link we want and redirect it to another link. Now I'm going to enter the platform and I'm going to show you guys a couple additional options. For example, there's an option that allows me to generate a sitemap. It's in structure. It's called sitemap. It's over here. And this allows me to automatically generate a sitemap for all the pages I've created in content management. If I say no, the sitemap is not going to be created. If I say at, and here I indicate an amount of hours, it's going to be generated every day at the indicated time, for example, at 10. If I mark every, it means that every, for example, hour is going to be regenerated. So what's this sitemap? This sitemap allows the search engines like Google to find our pages sooner and to classify them better. So it is interesting to generate this sitemap and to maintain it once in a while. There's another option here. It's called Customize URLs. This one's also quite interesting because it allows me to see all the links of all the different pages. And obviously these links aren't very nice all the time. For example, this one's called Films Page. Okay, that's okay. It's not that bad, but maybe I want to improve it. So if it would have a very funky or weird name, I could always enter here. Not here, over here. And I can modify it. So maybe it's called something different. Maybe I can just call it home or whatever I think is more interesting than what I can see here. Okay, so this allows me to customize the page names. We can see most of them already have an okay name, but sometimes we have maybe it's a large name with IDs and so on, and we don't like it like that. So we might want to create a specific name. Let me see if I can find a weirder name. 1 second. Okay, so let's say I want to change this one from Teachers Carousel 5. So this would be the internal name. And then I might want to click here. Sorry, I just continue clicking on the wrong place. I want to click here and change it to another custom URL. Okay. The last option I want to show, well, there's actually a couple more I want to show. So I want to show you how to create versions of pages. When I click here on pages, I might have a certain page. For example, this one here is called Demo Home, and I want to create a new version, okay? Because I want to make modifications, but I don't want the end users to know that I'm modifying this page. I don't want to affect them. So what I can do is click here on Copy Existing, select Demo Home, and I can call it, for example, version 2. I'll save and exit. So now here I can see I have my new version of the home page, and I have the home page that all the users are accessing right now. It would be this one here. So let's say I go and I start making modifications. For example, I go to the layout view and I change this to color pink. Obviously, this is a very small change. I wouldn't create a new version to do something like this. But let's say I'm making a lot of changes here and I want to run some tests. So I preview and I see all the changes are exactly as I wanted them to be. And I say, okay, now I want to apply these changes to the end users. So the end users can start seeing the new version of my page with all these modifications. Okay, so what we could do, we could go to this page here, Demo Home, and we could click on Import View. And then this way I could import version 2 to this page here. Although I do recommend to create a security copy first. That way we can always roll back to this page. So what I'm going to do, before copying version 2 into this page here, I'm going to create a security copy. Actually, first I'm going to call this one version 1. I'm going to put version 1 demo. I'll save. So here we have version 1, version 2, and I'm going to create a copy of version 1. I'm going to call it security copy. Okay, now I have my version 1, it's published. So this is the one that all the users are actually seeing. I'm going to put here published. Okay, so this one is published and in use. Let's enter and see what it looks like. So I'll click on preview and we can see here it's color orange. Okay, we have this other one, version 2. We're going to preview it and we can see here it's color pink. So we're going to import the configuration of version 2 into my page version 1. So I open version 1, I click on Import View, and I select the version 2. It tells me careful, you're not going to be able to recover version 1. Okay. Okay, now if I click on preview, we're going to see now it's pink. So we've actually imported the configuration of version 2. This is why we're now seeing this in color pink. If I want to go back, if I want to roll back to version 1, I could always click here on Import View and I could grab the security copy and roll back to my previous configuration. So now I click on preview and we can see it goes back to orange. Okay, this is a very easy procedure and it's interesting to be able to roll out new features or to be able to configure new features in the different pages while the users are still using the published page, the one that's in use.